What's up, y'all? My name is Imogen, your new favorite pop star, and I'll be live on Table Talk Show with Nikki G, the voice. Stay tuned to islandvibe.net.
Maybe you've experienced that you could share, maybe one experience that made you feel like, you know what, I'm not too sure if I want to continue with this. And, maybe something happened and you say, you know what, I know I'm going to do this. But what is the downside to it? Any experiences that you might have had and it made you question?
Of course, this is like an industry and a career choice where you're kind of putting yourself out there to be judged.
Mm.
And art and music are really subjective, and people, especially people online, when they're not saying it to your face,
Mm.
um, they can be very opinionated.
Welcome to Table Talk Show with Niji the Voice. We have so much going on. Today is going to be a jam-packed show. I have a pop/R&B artist with me. You're actually, I would say, like the second real pop R&B artist that's, gracing my show because
Wow.
most people that come on my show is like Caribbean artists. Are you familiar with soca?
Yes, I
Right.
have a lot of Trinidadian friends.
Oh, you do?
So
Oh,
yeah.
nice, nice. So we'll get into that because another thing I heard French in one of you, I think it's Purple Rain. So I wanted to
hmm
get into that with you and see, your background and so forth. So welcome to Table Talk Show.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having
Yeah, we're excited to have you as
me.
well. So tell my listeners a little about yourself and then we'll jump into the questions.
Sure. So my name's Imogen. I'm your new favorite pop star. Um, I make pop R&B music, and that is what I've been passionate about literally my entire life. I've never wanted to be anything other than a musician. So check me out. I'm the real deal.
Very nice, very nice. So growing up, who was some of your favorite artists that really shaped your ear?
Um, when I was growing up, like I said, I always wanted to be a musician, and my
Mhm.
mom had really great music taste. Music is kind of a thing that my whole family is into, or like artsy things.
Mhm.
And so my mom used to play a lot of Alicia Keys, and I would always say that I want to be Alicia Keys. Like I play the piano.
Oh, nice.
And so when people ask me what I want to be when I grow up, I was like, I'm going to be Alicia Keys. So I think that she has shaped me a lot as far as being a pianist and a singer and knowing that that's something that you can be when you grow up.
Mhm.
Um, and then as I got older, I've just been really heavily influenced by like Mariah Carey, Rihanna, Beyonce, like all of the really great pop stars, Britney Spears. Like I take a little bit from everything that I've learned. Classical music, R&B music, pop music, rap, country, rock. Like I'm just into it all.
Oh, beautiful. Wow. It's like eclectic taste almost.
Yes.
Well, it is
Literally,
eclectic.
if you play music in my car, it could be anything coming up. Like I don't really listen to playlists a lot unless I'm in a specific mood. It could be literally
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. I'm the same way. It's interesting. Do you remember some of my questions might seem repetitive, but it might be a little twisted, right? Do you
hmm
remember the first moment you realized you had a voice or talent?
Um, I don't know. My mom always says that I've been singing since before I could talk. So I don't really remember a time where I didn't want to be a musician. I was singing all the time. I started playing piano when I was 3. So it's just always been like when I thought about what I wanted to do and what made me happy, like singing was always that for me. And even
Yeah.
though like I mean I'm actually despite my career choice, I'm actually quite introverted. So like at first I knew I wanted to be on the stage, but I was a little shy when like
Ah,
having everybody staring at me. But I've gotten over that mostly.
what made you okay, so I'll give for instance, like I know Beyonce is shy. A lot of talented
Mhm.
people, you find that they're kind of introverted. Michael Jackson was the same way. And then they had like a alter ego. So for Beyonce, it's Sasha Fierce and so forth. Do you have an alter ego, number one? And then what made you overcome that fear, at least to be on stage?
Yeah, I don't know if I would call it an alter ego because I feel like for the people who really know me, like I'm pretty much the same, or there are elements of, of me on stage in my everyday life.
Yeah.
Obviously, like me on stage, you're not going to get like the shy, nerdy me,
Yeah.
all the time. But I think that it's just another part of me, I would say. And maybe that's what alter ego means, but I don't know. To me, an alter ego feels like a whole new person. Like, I don't know. I
Person.
still feel like me on the stage. I
Yeah.
guess me at my most confident is me on stage.
Yeah.
Um, and I overcame it because I just knew that this is what I want to do. So like I don't really have any other choice but to stop worrying about all of the people staring at me. Like I don't want to do anything else for my whole life and I love it up here. So I just kind of have to stop listening to the part of my brain that has anxiety
Yeah.
and just do my thing.
So do you, I know like now the generation is more of you have to be out there. You have to do a lot of posts, for Instagram and TikTok. How do you do that? Being that you say that you're introvert, some people will be like, I don't want to do that. I could probably just put out a recording. Are you able to do that? Do you do that?
It's hard, honestly. I'm naturally pretty active on social media, like with my friends and just making funny videos. And funny enough, those are like the ones when I'm just chilling in my bed. Those are the ones that will go viral, which
Yeah.
I guess people like seeing the real you. But when it comes to my art, it can be hard to do a lot of posting because I want it to be so perfect. And then I get in my head about every little thing and like making myself get up to do makeup and hair and figure out an outfit and figure out the background and
Yeah.
all of that. Sometimes I just have to get out of my head and just like make the video, put it out and be done.
Yeah.
There's a time and a place for it to be perfect.
Yeah.
So I don't mind it. I don't know. I guess it's the working up to do it is the hard part.
True. When you were performing as a kid, if you did perform like in churches or schools or talent shows, did that come early or did it come later?
Yeah, definitely early. My family is very involved in church and community and stuff, and so we get voluntold to perform all the time. Even to this day, my grandma participates in church stuff, and we find out that we're on the program to sing or do a poem or do a play or something like
Oh,
the day before.
what?
And yeah, she's constantly volunteering telling us for things
Yeah.
like that. And I don't mind because it's just I'm used to it by now. And
Yeah.
so yeah, from a young age, like performing is kind of a
It's
no-brainer.
ingrained. Yeah, yeah. Oh, wow. How did your environment in the DMV influence your confidence or creativity?
That's an interesting question. Um, I would say like trying to be a pop artist around this area is a little difficult.
Mm,
So, a lot of places where I go to perform, it's mostly people rapping. If there are other women there, which rarely there are in most of the spaces I end up in, they're typically like R&B singers. And
yeah.
then here I show up in like a sparkly pink outfit and it's like, what are you doing here? So I definitely have no other choice but to be really confident in what I'm doing and
Mm,
really sell it. So I think that that has helped a lot with,
mm,
being confident on stage and confident in my brand because no one else is really doing what I'm doing
what
in
you're
this area.
doing.
Or
And
at
what
least I won't say no one else, but not a lot of people.
Okay. And what is the reception like? How are people taking you? Like how you say if you show up in a certain outfit, like what is the response to that when you show them who you are and what you give?
I always get a positive response, which is like really uplifting for me. I'm always making new fans. I'm always having people come up to me and they're like, I was not expecting that from you. Especially because not only am I showing up in like this super extra looking outfit,
Yeah.
I'm also very small. I'm not even 5 feet tall. So people are just kind of like, what are
Really?
you about to do? And then I get up there and, blowing it out the water, and it's like, oh, okay, well, hello.
I
And I
think
kind of like that. I kind of like the element of surprise.
yes, I was just about to say that because when people don't expect something from you and then you have the talent, so that in itself gives you the confidence because you're not second guessing yourself. You know you have it, you know?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I
And
think
it's fun to see their reaction, as I'm performing, like, oh, okay. And then they get into the music, and not to toot my own horn, but my music is good. So, it's very catchy. And so
yeah.
it's like, it's fun to see the people like, oh, okay, I like this.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because I listened to a couple of them and I was trying to relate, like, because the year that I started listening to music, the type of music I listened to, I was trying to see, where you might have pulled some of your ideas from, what it might sound like. Even I was looking at your picture, like I tried to dissect everything. I looked at your picture and I was like, I wonder if anybody ever told her she kind of looked like Catwoman. I guess because of your eyes.
Oh, thanks.
So you have that, and then you have the acting ability and so forth. So some people tend to, that just came to mind. So I was like, I'm gonna
I
mention
love that actually.
it. Yeah. Well, the physique, I've been told that too, just because of the eyes, and then the bone structure, something about the bone structure. Yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Did you have any support early on? I know you mentioned with family support and so forth. So this is just to get a little bit in depth. Do you
Mhm.
have any family support earlier on, or did you have to really push for this path yourself?
No, my family's been really supportive from day one for sure.
Mm, mm,
And I think that it helps. I always knew that my family really valued the arts. But after my grandfather passed away a few years ago, and Purple Rain is actually about him and my aunt who also passed away.
oh, really?
But I learned that my grandfather had actually, when my family is from New York, and he moved us to New York because he wanted to be on Broadway. And I didn't know that until someone said it at his funeral. And I thought that was so cool. Like, oh, like we shared the same dream. So I think that that's why they were supportive of me from such a young age. And I think they could tell, from the beginning, like, okay, this is what she wants to do.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is that, um, everyone thought that I was going to be a pianist. So I used to always like beg my mom to go on American Idol or The Voice and stuff like that. And they were like, okay, Monty. And nobody really, thought I was serious. And they were really pushing for the classical piano thing. And then I went to college and I was like, yeah, so I'm going to be a voice major. And they were like, oh,
Well,
okay. Even now to this day, I still sing at my church.
yeah.
And they're surprised, like, oh, I didn't even know that you could sing like that. And I'm like, yeah,
Mm.
I'm surprised. I've been trying to tell you guys.
That's interesting. Oh wow. But you find a lot of people like I've watched a few artists. One was coming to mind, but more of the older artists, and you find like they had a church background, like Whitney Houston, for
Hmm.
instance. She started there. Regina Bell? I'm not sure Regina Bell. There's another one with the R name. She was in the same thing, and then she had to leave and she started singing with her sisters. I think the father didn't want her to sing that. He wanted her to stay in the church and she just soared, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important. I mean, not to say that, you're not a good singer if you don't start off in church, but I think it helps because, that's where you start hearing all the typical chord progressions and, especially in a black church, people are doing all the runs and music
Yeah.
is just really important in church. And so I
Yeah.
think it kind of is an easy way to set a foundation and start training your ear
Yeah.
from the beginning.
From young, that's true. You
Hmm.
had mentioned some artists that you know, that you fashioned, for lack of a better word. Did you ever try to emulate anyone earlier on, or were you always set on finding your own sound?
I feel like I didn't really have any choice but to create my own sound.
Mhm.
Um, I think naturally when I sing other people's songs, I kind of emulate their voice a little bit or try to.
Mhm.
And then I have to adjust for my own voice. But my voice is kind of unique, I think. I have a an interesting frequency, I think, that I sing in. And so I don't really have any choice but to kind of do my own thing
Your
because like if I
own.
try to be somebody else, it doesn't sound right. And
Yeah.
I'm one of those people who is like, if it doesn't, if I'm trying to sing Whitney Houston and I'm not giving Whitney Houston, then let's just pack it up. I'm not
True.
even, I'm not even gonna let anybody hear that.
True, true, true. Who are you listening to right now that inspires your creativity, if you are?
I have been, I mean, I've always really loved Mariah Carey, but I don't know, recently in the past like year, I have just like she's probably my number one
Mm,
that I've been listening to lately. Her and Ariana Grande. I
okay.
really, my favorite album is The Emancipation of Mimi. So I've just been listening to that a lot. And I
Yeah.
also just read, it probably doesn't help that I also just read Mariah Carey's memoir. So like I've just been feeling very inspired by her lately.
Yeah, yeah. I saw, well, her very first album. That's the one I was stuck on. I mean, after that, I guess
Hmm.
because I got into so many different things, but I always remember when she first came out and how she'll belt out the songs and her pitch and how high she'd go and how long she would last on a note, you know?
Yeah, her voice is crazy. Like I'm so jealous of her, honestly. I'm in awe, but I'm also jealous. Like I wish I could sing like that all the time.
Yeah. I'm sure there's someone out there that heard you and be like, I wish I could sound like, you know?
I hope so. I would be honored.
Yeah, that is so nice. Is there a dream artist you'd love to collaborate with one day? Or not
And
necessarily a dream, but just to say, I would like to work with this person.
there's so many. Like I've so many. Like
Yeah.
obviously Beyonce would be insane.
Mm.
Rihanna, Mariah Carey, Ariana Grande, Babyface,
Oh,
Dark
yeah.
Child,
He is so
Jermaine
good.
Dupri, like all pretty much everybody who made like the really classic songs, pop
Mhm.
and R&B songs in like the 2000s and the 90s. Like
Yeah.
I want to work with you guys. And maybe there's probably somebody out there who feels like they're not relevant anymore, but I just feel like they made the hits, like they made the good music, and I
They
need that.
And I'm glad that they're coming back out and they're collaborating with each other because they have like, I think it's four of them who collaborated together recently. And I'm like, that is
Oh,
so
really?
dope. Because you always wonder, where are they? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's Left Eye, not Left Eye. What was the name of that group with Left Eye?
TLC.
TLC is doing
Hmm.
one with a couple other people, and it's just amazing. And now
Yeah, I
Usher
think they're
is,
on tour, right? Or
yes,
going on
yes.
tour. Yeah,
Yes, yes. So I think
that would
that
be
is
awesome.
wonderful. Yeah, so wonderful. Okay, so in the Purple Rain song that I heard, when it started, because I was listening to all your songs and stuff like that, and I like the versatility in it. It's like
Thank
not
you.
necessarily sounding different, but it's like the emotion and the words and everything, it varies. So for this one, I heard, was that French or what is,
Yes.
do you speak French or that's someone covering?
No, no, I don't. I mean, that is me saying it, but I'm
Really?
sure a French person is probably listening to that French and is like, what is this girl? Because I
Sounds
know that I wasn't saying it
good.
perfectly, but I actually in college, one of my songs for my senior recital is called A Present Rev.
Yeah.
Um, and I just really loved the that poem and that song, and I felt like it fit in
Oh,
that
wow.
song. And I like to try to incorporate different things like that. Like there's another song where one of my first songs on my EP
Yeah.
has an interlude that's from a musical that I was in.
Mm.
And I have some upcoming ideas for projects that have some classical music that I want to involve. So I just like putting little pieces of stuff like that in my music.
Impressive.
Thank you.
Impressive. I was so impressed. When I heard it, I was like, is she like, is she, mixed or what? And then it got me more involved in the song. And I was like, I have to ask her if she, but you
Thanks.
did
No,
well. You know,
I'm glad that you're impressed by it because sometimes I listen to it and I'm like, I just know someone in France is making fun of me right now.
yeah, you
When I
can't.
make it big, they're gonna be roasting me on TikTok. Like Imogen cannot speak French.
I probably would have gotten some French speaking person just to review it with me or something.
Mhm.
Oh, like when
It's
that
like,
time comes,
I
yeah.
know how it's supposed to sound.
Okay.
And like in my voice lessons when I was learning the song, like we go
Ah,
through like talking through the song first and
okay.
translating it and everything. And
Ah,
I don't know, my some vowels in French, my mouth just doesn't want to make those sounds. Like I guess it's just an American accent getting in the way, but I did
true.
my best.
True, true. But and to my ear, it sounded good because I'm not the only thing I really speak is Spanish, but not fluent in Spanish. I know some words. So when you hear
Mhm.
someone speak it, you would know, okay, that person is not, but the way that you
Yeah.
said it, you can't really tell.
Well, thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah, you're
That
welcome.
makes me feel better.
You're so welcome. What made you choose music as a career instead of just a passion?
I really think music just chose me. Like, I really didn't have any choice in the matter.
Yeah.
I hate doing other things that don't involve music some kind of way. Like, I mean, of course, I have other, hobbies that are not music related, but as far as going to work, I hate being in the office. I hate being
Mm.
in the cubicle. I just hate any job that is
Yeah.
not music. I mean, I might like it in the beginning and I'll be like, wow, this is so fun. But doing it every single day, I'm just like, oh, I just want to make my little songs and do my little dances and call it a day.
Yeah, yeah. And I guess because you've been doing it for so long, so it comes naturally in a sense, right?
Yeah, it's just what makes me happy. Like I really feel depressed when I don't have the opportunity
Mm.
to do music. Or if I'm in literally if I'm in a mood to sing and I'm listening to music and I really want to sing it almost like hurts if I can't and I
Oh,
have to be
wow.
quiet. Like I have to hum or something.
But what is the down? Because some people, I mean, people would see the upside to it only what you show them, right?
Hmm.
What are the downsides maybe you've experienced that you could share? Maybe one experience that made you feel like, you know what, I'm not too sure if I want to continue with this. And maybe something happened and you say, you know what, I know I'm going to do this. But what is the downside to it? Any experiences that you might have had and it made you question?
Of course, this is like an industry and a career choice where you're kind of putting yourself out there to be judged.
Mm,
And art and music are really subjective, and people, especially people online, when they're not saying it to your face,
mm,
um, they can be very opinionated about the stuff that you put out. And I am an artist and I am sensitive about my art. So when people, critique me a little too much, first time I'd be like, well, who are you? Like, you don't know anything about me. You don't know anything about my art. You just have really bad taste.
yeah.
And I might still feel that way even after I think about it for a while, but sometimes that can be really discouraging, especially when, a lot of people in the industry will tell you that, you hear a lot of no's before you hear yes. So that
Yeah.
can be discouraging sometimes, especially when, like you're someone like me who doesn't want to do anything else and you hear a bunch of no's, or, you apply for something and you don't get it, or,
Mm,
whatever the case may be, it can definitely be discouraging if you're not absolutely positive about where you're going to be. And
yeah.
luckily for me, like I know where I'm going to be. So even when I get a no, I'm like, all right, well, that must mean this is just another interesting part of my future documentary. And they're going to be like, oh, they told Imogen no, and here she is now.
Yeah. Yeah, why I ask you this question is because let me go to my Facebook and get this thing that I posted because I'm
Okay.
during one of the breaks, I'm gonna send you this video, a really quick thing that this girl sent, right? And I found it
Okay.
to be so interesting. As soon as I opened Instagram, it popped up. And this girl was kind of like crying, semi-crying, but she was crying. And I guess someone from her team told her something. I didn't see the video at that point in time. And then someone did a snippet and she attached it and she was telling her pain is preparation for purpose. Something similar to what you
I love
said.
that.
And she gave a whole speech on why she shouldn't give up and what she should do. I think she wanted to throw her phone in the ocean. She's like, no, you know what? You could throw your phone, don't throw it in the ocean, but take yourself to the water where you want to go and just, let out all that pain out and stuff because your purpose is probably not what you're doing right now. But not trying to tell her don't sing, but just trying to tell her, you know what? Continue doing what you're doing. What they're telling you might probably be opening your eyes. Maybe there's some things you're not supposed to do. And there's a saying that they say sometimes all no's is redirecting you to something better. Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. I've had plenty of bad performances or performances where I thought I could do better,
Mm-hmm.
and I just have to allow myself to be sad about it for a day, and then I'm like, okay, well, now I know what maybe this is an area where I could do better, and now I'm just gonna push myself so that I don't have to feel this way again. Like
Yeah.
I remember, and honestly, the performance actually wasn't bad. I think this person was low key being a hater, but after
Ah.
one performance, someone said to my mother, have you thought about having her do voice lessons? And I was like, voice lessons? Like, first of all, I have a degree in voice, so don't do me. But that really bothered me for a
Ah.
while. And even though I knew that this was a person who had already kind of shown that he didn't really like me,
Mm.
I really took it to heart. And I was like, well, maybe like I'm not a good singer. And I was feeling bad about myself. And I was like, I'm never gonna have a voice like Whitney Houston or someone like, and I hate it because I really wish that I could sing like these people. And literally the next week I went to church and I had a solo at church and
Mm.
someone after church came up to me and they were telling me that I did really well.
Yeah.
And they were like, you remind me of Whitney Houston. You were just great. And I was like, wow, like I really need to hear that. I know that's not true. I don't have a Whitney Houston voice, that's a different kind of voice. But
Yeah.
the the way that you were speaking to the part of me that was starting to become discouraged, and you're saying the exact thing that I just said to myself that I will never
Mhm.
be, it
Mhm.
really like just made me want to push forward. I think it's little
Mhm.
things like that when you're in a business like this, you
Yeah.
really have to stay focused on who you know that you are and where you want to be.
True. True. And you also have to look for that encouragement within, have that confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, because I've had people tell me, what did this person tell me? They told me that the same thing, like, I need voice training and stuff like that. But sometimes I turn it into there's something that they're not hearing because their ears is trained to something different that maybe I
Mm-hmm.
don't have, but I always look for growth, not
Exactly.
necessarily always looking at what the person says is wrong. Maybe they might be a hater, but at the same time, a message comes to you in a way that you probably might need something, but not to the
Yeah.
degree of what they're projecting?
For sure. And I
Yeah.
still take voice lessons to this day. Like, I mean, right now my voice teacher is off being like a big opera singer, so we're taking a break
Ah,
right now. But I
yeah,
can't wait to be able to hire him again because so I can stop like training myself. Like, and he
yeah,
was telling me when we had to take a break, like, you have a degree now, you know what to do. You can train
yeah,
yourself. I'm like, no,
yeah,
I still need you.
yeah,
But yeah, like I'm a person who also wants to continue to grow at all times. Like I don't think I will ever stop trying to beat myself.
yeah, yeah. That makes sense. That's good. That's really good. Um, did your acting background come before music or did they grow together?
I think they grew together. Like I said, my family has always been really into that, and
Mm-hmm.
so doing like my grandparents were the type. to put me in like a speech competition, or like where our family would do excerpts from different plays and stuff like that. So that was never, it was always just something that I was constantly doing, either theater or music or both at the same time. Musical theater. I love musical theater. So
Mm.
I feel like I'm more into music than I am into theater, but they both have a really big place in my heart.
Mark, yeah, it's good. That's very good.
Okay.
For people just discovering you, who are you beyond the music?
I beyond the music. Wow. What's funny is I've always said that I want to be on the music segment on VH1. I don't even know if they still do that on that show, but I think
Mhm.
that'd be so cute. Anyway, beyond the music, I am secretly such a nerd. Probably not so secret to the people who see me in everyday life, but I'm such a nerd. I love to read. I love just I'm so nerdy and introverted in real
Mm,
life. But I also think that I have this sort of edginess to me
mm,
that draws people in. People seem to really like my aura. And some people might say it's because I'm a Scorpio. Some people might think that it's because I'm from New York originally. I
mm.
think I'm just that girl. So, yeah.
Oh, good. Your sound blends pop and R&B. How would you describe your unique vibe in one sentence?
One sentence. I would say my vibe is fun and classic, but also edgy at the same time.
Mm, okay. Take us inside your creative process. What does a typical studio session look like for you?
I don't know. No two studio sessions are really the same for me. It really depends on what my voice decides it wants to do that day, whether or not we're gonna just be blowing through everything in one take, or whether I'm gonna be singing the same thing like 8 times and get frustrated and have to come back to it. Um, Probably the most consistent thing though is, like I said, I'm an introvert, so I don't like to have a lot of people in the studio with me. Like if it can just be me and the engineer
Yeah.
slash, and I hope the engineer and the producer are the same person, honestly, because then that's even less people that have to be in the room. I am so shy.
Yeah.
So I need the least amount of people possible to be around me. I
That's
remember when I first started recording in a studio and I literally
yeah.
cried because I was so nervous.
Ah, I go through that all the time. Like how you talk about being online and I think I started doing my off-air videos because of that. And
Hmm.
even though I feel like, okay, I always feel like so many people are looking at me. So I prefer to just do it offline. And even though I'm doing it offline, I'm like, oh my God, so many people are going to be watching this. And then you keep on
Yeah.
critiquing in your head. It's like, you know, the other day I was thinking, if I was just like a certain person that I see, how far would I be? Like how many things I would do. But what makes me just calm is jokes, joking around, being
Hmm.
comical. And then I get kind of relaxed. And then I start doing, I could make videos like that, like joking and stuff. But serious
Yeah.
videos, I'm always feeling like, okay, well, I need to speak proper or I need to speak a certain way. And then I have my Caribbean accent that comes out. And then I'm like, okay,
I like your accent.
really? Thanks.
I wish I had a cute Caribbean accent. Like, I was just telling one of my Trinidadian friends, like, she posted a video, and I was like, "Your accent is just so cute. Like, I'm just so jealous."
Yeah, it's like a sing-song type of accent.
Yes, it's so cute. I love it. I love it. You should
Thank
not
you.
be nervous about that at all.
I'll try. Let's see. Your swipe up video just dropped. What inspired the
Good.
concept and message behind it?
Yeah, so my when I wrote the song, like I said, I'm really active on Instagram and social media. So when I wrote it, like I was literally thinking about people swiping up on my content, replying to my story, especially, see my little boo, like please swipe up, tell me I look pretty. Um, and so like I had the song and I contacted the director of the video. His name is
Mhm.
Caleb. And I
Mhm.
was like, hey, do you think that we could make a music video that's literally on my Instagram? And so he said, yeah, and he was able to do it. The video looks exactly like my Instagram, and then it's someone clicking on everything, and then it's, me and my friends looking hot.
Okay.
So I think I'm just really excited that we were able to bring that concept to life
That's
and make
beautiful.
the song make even more sense, I feel like, for people.
Oh, that is beautiful. All right. So since you mentioned the concept, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a break. I'm
Okay.
gonna have, the listeners see this video, and then we'll be right back. But before we go, I'd like you to give everybody your social handles, and then we'll take a break.
Yeah. So my socials are at 143 Imogen. That's at 143 IMOGEN. And you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok.
Awesome. Very good. All right. Keep it locked to Table Talk Show with Nikki G the Voice and Imogen, and we'll be right back.
Oh my God, pick up.
Hey, Delicious.
Oh, hey girl, you ready?
Um,
Sis, they are throwing this rooftop party for you. You gotta be on time.
do we though? Besides, I have nothing to wear.
Oh, Easter, I'm gonna. Girl, I got you. Don't worry about that. Hair and makeup though, you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Holy Chicken Bunny Easter. I swear to God. Okay, bye.
Let's not make this complicated. Getting too intoxicated. I'ma keep the party waiting.
Bitch like me is hard to fake it.
You watching me for entertainment. I'm fine, you know I'm slaying. I'm expensive, I don't fake it.
With me, that's what I'm saying.
I don't wanna blow your mood. I just wanna blow your mind. All eyes on me when I step outside. All eyes on me when I step outside. Ooh, give me all of that. Got the red bottoms on just how I like. Give me all of that. I'm gonna throw some money tonight. You can look, but you can't touch me. I'm a blessing if you believe me. Give me all of that. Give me all of that. I do what I want.
That's how I like it.
I'm unpredictable.
I got surprises
I'm fashionably late.
when I'm arriving.
Paparazzi.
The flash is blinding.
Pop it, drop it, drop it. There's no stopping once I'm started. Ladies better leave your man at home, cause we not stopping till tomorrow like our pockets full grown. I don't wanna blow your mood. I just wanna blow your mind. All eyes on me when I step outside. All eyes on me when I step outside. Ooh, give me all of
Got
that.
the red bottoms on just how I like.
Give me all of that.
I'm gonna throw some money
You
tonight.
can look, but you can't touch me. I'm a blessing if you believe me. Give me all of that. Give me all of that.
I ain't no Wawa coffee, ain't no average Joe. So my cash flow, Viagra, I last the most. I'm Alaskan coast, I'm on big fish, big drip, big shit, talking massive load. And your girl so jealous, he got you all that. I mean my baby dad cool, but he ain't born like that. I mean them girls act fly, but they don't got it like that. I call you Nicktoons, you more like all that. You want all that, mom, I give you all of that. Not a gold digger, but spending it all on you. So what you call that? God bless you with that Cazette. Let's treat this day like old cassette tape. We need to press play so we can do this
Is now in
forever,
session.
forever. Feel like, yeah, you the
Welcome back to Table Talk Show. This is Nikki G, the voice. I'm here with Imogen. Thank you so much. Locking it in to Table Talk Show. And also, my guest, thank you so much again for being on the show. What I'd like to do is I'd like for you, if you'd like any song you would like to do, an a cappella, if you don't mind.
Oh, okay. Okay. Actually, I can do Purple
Yeah,
Rain
yeah, yeah, yeah.
since you really like that
Oh
one.
yeah, 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 yeah. That'll be nice.
Take a look at the clock now. It's 3 a.m. Got some things on my mind that I can't keep in. Always think late at night. I'm in my feelings. Yeah. I still dream of your laugh and your smile. Hoping that I will see you in a while. Still begging God for a little more time. More time. I know there's no more time. I'm crying for rain. I scream and cry, release the I still feel healed when it's not. Soon we'll meet again.
Oh
That
wow.
good?
Just knowing, very good, very good.
Thank you.
Just knowing, since you explained what it is, sometimes a story behind a song or a poem, it gives so much more meaning, you know?
Mhm.
It really gives a lot of meaning. Very much
Yeah, that
so.
song means a lot to me.
Yeah, yeah, it's very weird. I wish you all the best in everything that you do because it
Thank
sounded really
you.
good.
Thank
Sounded
you.
really- But where are your songs are distributed? Is it just on Spotify or you have it on Apple or where could people find
Yeah,
your music?
I'm on everything. Everywhere you listen to music, you should be able to find me.
Okay, good. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay. So before we went to break, we were speaking about swipe up and the video. How challenging, if there were any challenges, could you go through a moment of making the video? You mentioned that, what you asked him to do and how it should look like. But walk us through anything you can remember and you want to share about making the video.
Um, it was, uh, I feel like video shoots are like always, they're fun, but they're also stressful because there's so much going on, you know? But the video shoot was really fun. I think probably the challenges were just like trying to stay on schedule, which I'm sure a lot of people run into on shoots. Like you're basically, trying to chase the light if you have scenes outside. It was actually funny, like we were a little out of schedule and shooting some scenes out of order. And so
Mm,
there's a scene where my dancers and I are in front of my truck and we're dancing. And we were actually supposed to be doing that scene in the daylight at a gas station kind
yeah,
of. And then it got it started getting dark really fast, and plus we were kind of worried about like people being around at the gas station because of the area we were in DC. And so we were like, okay, well, let's switch to a different parking lot. And so we go to a different parking lot, and of course, like they have the lights on, the like street lights on and everything. And we're like, okay, this is fine. We
yeah,
thought we'd be able to plug in the lights that the director brought, but he left his generator at the hotel room, and we were like, well, we don't want to go back and come back to
yeah.
the lot. So we were like, okay, it's fine. This lighting is fine. And then the street lights turned off, and it was completely dark. And I was just like, what is going on? So like the production assistant actually ended up like bringing his car around and shining the headlights on us.
Yeah.
Luckily, cars now have those super
Improvising.
bright LED lights,
Yeah.
so we were able to still be lit up. But I was just like, what is this series of events going on right now? But it ended up being really fun. I hope that energy comes through in the video. I think it does.
Oh, beautiful. As long as it came together and you had fun and it's memorable, because some of those things
Yeah.
just make it might be stressful, but fun at the same time because of the events that's happening, you know?
Yeah. Now that it's not happening and I'm not stressing about not being on schedule or not
Yeah.
having lighting, I'm like, oh, okay, this is fine. Like,
Oh my gosh. What do you want people to feel or do after watching Swipe Up?
I hope that they feel like, wow, that was really good. Let me go save that song and buy it. Um, I hope that's what they feel. But I also like my favorite part of the song is the end. When I'm like, "Baby, come and touch my body," and just makes me want to kind of pop and lock. So I hope like people want to do that too.
Yeah. With your you speak about dancing and so forth, right? Um, did you have like training in dancing as well besides vocal training?
I definitely did more dance, like formal dance training when I was a child.
Hmm.
And then it got to a point where I guess I was just so booked and busy that my grandma was like, "Look, you got to pick one, music
Yeah.
or dance." And
Yeah.
obviously I chose being trained in music.
Yeah.
But I never stopped like participating in like musicals and stuff. So, we have people coming and training us to dance in the musicals and um last year I performed at a festival and I was my first time having dancers. So I actually went and took some dance classes at a studio and that's where I found the choreographer
Mhm.
for that show. And so like, I was just working with her and like really trying to do my best. I also like this is not real dancing, but I love Just Dance on the Wii.
Uh,
And I can kill it on Just Dance on the Wii. So if you want to consider that training, I'm a professional.
I, for me, it's like once you're trained or not trained and you have the passion for it. Like my daughter, she loves dancing, she loves soccer. Everybody have their thing, and I look at her
Mhm.
as like no matter whether she's training or not, naturally you have it. You know,
Yeah. I think
naturally.
I do naturally have like some good rhythm and I can do things. And I was even telling the choreographer, like, it takes me a little while to pick up choreography sometimes, so just like bear with me. And then she was like, "You picked it up really fast. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you just need to keep practicing." And so I was like, "Oh, okay, well, I
Yeah,
guess, I'm just hard on myself." I
yeah.
just, you see people who like really dance for real and you're like,
Mhm.
"You're amazing." And then I look at me and I'm like, "Well, I'm not doing that." So I don't feel like I'm a dancer. I can dance.
What's been one of the biggest challenges you face as a emerging artist? Oh, and how did you overcome it?
I think probably the biggest challenge that I face is getting people to take me seriously. Especially like as a black woman, one, and then a black woman trying to do pop.
Mm.
Like I said earlier, like I'll show up in my outfit
Yeah,
and people are just kind of like, "Well, what is this little girl about to do?" And then, I overcome it by getting on the stage and proving them wrong, and then they get it after that.
yeah.
Um, but like especially with being a black woman in this industry, I mean, I have a lot of R&B songs and I love R&B, but people really want to make me an R&B artist. And I keep having to remind people that like that's not what I am.
That's
Like
not.
pop is always somewhere in there. I'm either doing pop or I'm doing pop R&B as my main, branding. And I don't want to be put in the box of doing R&B just because I'm black and that's easy to market.
Yeah,
So just trying to get people to get with the program can be a little difficult, especially in this area, but I think I'm doing a good job. Especially, when people get to see me perform and they hear me speak about my art, it's pretty obvious what I'm trying to do here. So,
yeah, yeah. I think I love your positivity and you know what you're about, you know what you want, and that speaks volumes as an artist, where nobody could, not to say that nobody could sway you in order to do something, but you know who you are. So the end goal is this is what I want.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. And
Yeah.
of course, I'm always open to trying new things and
Mhm.
constructive criticism and stuff, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I know who my who I am and what my brand is, and if you're not with the program, that's just not my problem.
Yeah. I totally get you. Where do you see yourself in the next 2 or 3 years? What's the biggest vision for you?
I hope that in the next 2 or 3 years, I'm selling out shows and people are really listening to my music and loving it and talking about me, loving my outfits. 'Cause I love fashion also. I would really love to get an invite to the Met Gala. That's like a really big goal for me. I just want to be on my way to being a household name in pop. You know, when people hear Imogen and they're like, "Oh my God, I love her." You know, I want that.
Tell us a little bit about that, about the gala. Like, why is it so important? This is for people who don't know about the Met Gala, right? Like, why is it so important to you or any other artist going to the Met Gala?
I just really love fashion. Like fashion is really big deal to me.
Yeah,
Um, I don't do anything without putting on a fit. I mean, like I could be going to the gym and
yeah,
like I have to think about what I'm gonna wear to the gym. Even if it ends up still looking bummy, I put a little bit of thought. I didn't just throw anything on, you
yeah,
know? So like I feel like the Met Gala is the epitome of being respected, at least as like an artist, maybe not so much in the actual fashion industry.
hmm
You know, it might be a little easier to get an invite there, when you're actually working in that industry. But as far as being like a musician who gets invited, like that's just a big deal. They really respect you for your artistry, but also for your fashion. Now, nowadays, I can't lie, it seems like, you know, some people might be getting invites that I'm like, now, how did you get there?
How did
But I would just love to co-chair and be able to like, you know, get the theme and be able to show off some really crazy, awesome, amazing outfit by some cool designer based
Yeah.
on the theme and be able to look at what other people are wearing. And it's
Mhm.
just something that like I every year I watch the live stream of
And
the
it's
Met
really
Gala.
some outfits are really out there.
Yeah.
Some are like really fashionable. I think there was one of them where they literally had to lift her up because she
Yeah,
couldn't like
Kyla's outfit, it was like molded to her body. Like I love moments like that. I love fashion. It's a form of art for me, and so I just can't wait for my opportunity where like everyone's looking forward to what I'm going to wear to the Met Gala and to see how I'm going to execute this theme. I have people who I'm excited to see every year, and I can't wait to see what they're going to put on.
yeah.
So yeah, I just can't wait to be in that same category for people. Like, what's Imogen gonna wear?
Beautiful. Okay, so I want to get into, I think there's one question that you answered before. Let me just ask this one. I know you had answered
Mhm.
before, but it might be a little different. Or you could elaborate on it. If someone listens to your music for the first time today, what do you want them to walk away with? Saying what about you? Yeah, I did ask that, but you could elaborate a little more.
Yeah, I really want them to say like, wow, this is really good music, and I love her voice, and I love her, and I want to buy it, and I want to listen to her more, and I want to share it with my friends, and now I'm just her biggest fan ever.
Yeah.
I want them to think and feel all those things. And I hope that whatever song they're listening to, that they also like it moves them in some way, whether if it's to make them feel good about themselves
Mm,
or like I have a friend who every time she hears Purple Rain, she cries.
oh,
And you know, I hate that for her. I don't want her to be sad, but I also love that for me. Like, okay, like I'm doing something right here. You're
yeah,
feeling the emotion that I felt when I was creating this song. And
yeah,
that's exactly what I want people to feel. So, you know, I hope people listen to my music and feel something.
yeah. I sure did.
Thanks.
I sure did. Okay, so I'm gonna go through the catalog just for people because you do you write all your songs or did you have someone collaborate with you to write them?
Some of my songs are just me. A lot of them are collaborations.
Okay.
So my like my first EP and my album, like
Mm,
most of those songs were co-written with my producer. Oh my gosh,
okay.
my nail charm's getting stuck in my hair.
Okay.
Um, yeah, most of those songs were co-written with my producer. There are a couple that were just me. There's one like the song that's called Right Now that was
Mm.
written by him about me.
Ah,
Um, but yeah, most of my songs after that though have just been me. Like a lot of my singles are just me.
you.
My biggest, I would say my biggest hit that people really love is Roster, and that one was completely written by me in the middle of the night one time.
Ah, okay. So just walk us through the steps of roster. What was your thought process on that when you were penning that?
Literally, like I said, I woke up one night and I think I'm pretty sure I was listening to Nick Jonas of all people.
Oh, really?
And just all of a sudden I was like, wait, I got like an idea in my head. And so I wrote it down and then I went to my producer and I was like, hey, like I have this song in my head, like take a listen. He was like, yeah, that's fire. So at first we had put it to a different beat that he had actually, and I was like, this isn't really like what I'm going for. And so then we were working together in the studio one time. And he was like, hold on, I think I have a different one that's going to fit this even more. And then he played what is now a roster. And I was like, yes, that's exactly it. Like, and after that, like, it was just, we knew it was a hit.
Mm.
And even it might not be, the big song in the world right now, but I definitely feel like when I have more eyes on me, it really has the potential to be because every time I perform it, like that's the one that really gets the people going.
Yeah. What is gonna make you feel like this is it? Like I've made it or I'm where I wanna be. Have you felt that at any point? What would make you feel that way
I
if it hasn't?
I definitely don't feel like I'm where I want to be yet,
Mm-hmm.
but I definitely have moments where I'm like, okay, this is definitely where I'm meant to be right now. Like I'm on my way to where I want to be. Um, Like for example, I auditioned for a show one time in Atlanta with Tiny, T.I.'s wife from
Yeah, yeah,
Escape.
yeah, yeah.
Um and I hope that audition never sees the light of day. However, when I got in the casting room, I gave them my EPK and the
Mhm.
casting director was like, "Oh, I've already heard of you before." And I was like, "Really?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I thought that was just so cool. Like,
Mm.
wow, you're in a completely different state and you've heard of me already. So little things like that, or I am a member of Grammy U, which is a part of the Recording Academy.
I know.
And so I've gone to like Recording Academy parties and people who already have Grammys or have been nominated like tell me that they really like my vibe, they like my look, they like the
Oh, wow.
music, and they want to work with me and stuff. And so just knowing that when I'm in those spaces that I clearly belong there just makes me feel even better
Oh,
about where I'm gonna be. So I guess when I get in those rooms and people are no longer asking who is that, like I want to get to know her. Whereas I want to be in the rooms and they already know like that's Imogen. I want to work with her. I think that's
yeah.
when I'll know I really made
You made
it.
it. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's beautiful. All right. So we're gonna take a quick break. Give my listeners your handles again. Anybody that wants to work with you, if you could let them know what they need to do, if they have to have your email, reach out to management and so forth.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at 143 IMOGEN. And if you want to work with me, you can send me a DM. You can contact my management. That's EAS Entertainment Group at gmail.com. And let's work.
Very good. Keep it locked to Table Talk Show with Nikki J the Voice and Image, and we would be right back. Keep it locked. Thank you so much for keeping it locked to Table Talk Show. We've had such a beautiful time speaking to Imogen. And, there's so many gems that she's dropping. It's so interesting. Is there anything that you'd like to tell anyone out there in reference to the music industry?
Just keep going. If this is really what you're about and this is really what you want to do with your life, then just literally just keep going. But only if you're passionate, okay? Like I feel like I'm saying this and there's so many people in the industry where I feel like use my craft as a last minute get rich quick scheme. Like, oh, okay, I can just rap in my basement and I'm gonna be rich. Don't do it if that's all you're trying to do. But if you're really trying to be a musician, then keep going.
Yeah. And what do you think? What do you think of this AI generation now? Is it
Oh God.
helping? Is it helping in any way? Because as far as I see it, it's taken away a lot of jobs. It has its perks because you
Hmm.
could go and customize things and for a person who probably technology savvy, it gives you a certain um how should I say? It allows you to create for yourself in order to post it, right? Instead of having to go look for different
Hmm.
creators and you can make movies and there's so much more that you can do, right? So with you, how does it work for you? What do you think about AI?
I hate AI. Don't even get me started on AI and its roots to capitalism. I hate it so much. I think that there are places where AI makes sense and can be helpful, like um I can't like but generative AI where people are just they're making those ugly flyers and like just doing stupid stuff using AI that they could use their brains for. Like I really feel like AI is causing people to stop using their brains. And
Mm,
we're using Chat GPT as a therapist, like that's insane. Talk to a real professional, not a
yeah,
robot.
yeah.
Or, people making AI artists making music.
Mm,
Like that's ridiculous to me. Hire someone to sing the song for you or whatever. Um on top of that, not only do I feel like it's, ruining our brains,
yeah.
it's ruining our communities. Like the usage of AI uses so much water and resources from people and is mainly impacting minority and low income communities.
Mm,
And a lot of people, what I'm realizing is that a lot of people don't even know that it's terrible for the environment.
yeah.
And we're already not doing so great in the climate change department. So like why are we adding to it because you wanted to make a video of someone who's an adult as a baby, like singing a random song or like a reality show with fruits who are
Yeah.
people? I mean, it just I'm so pro environment and anti capitalism that I just cannot get with AI. I will act like I'm perfect and I don't use AI every now and then to do
Yeah.
something, during my day job. I might use it a little bit to help me with a project. But there's just so many places where I feel like AI does not belong. And they're trying to normalize it in our daily lives. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, in using AI in my craft, like to create a fake musician is just so crazy to me. Like that's insulting
But would you
almost.
would you use it? Yeah, I think it is because now you can't really tell. Like I listened to a song with Sean Paul Shensia, and I thought it was just both of them. And then when I looked for it, you can't really find it. But then when you go on Instagram, you're just seeing 5 likes, which is unheard of when you listening to certain artists, you know?
Mhm.
So right about now, I'm not even sure if the song is real.
Yeah, that's the thing. Now you
Yeah.
can't, there's so many things, videos and sounds, and you can't tell if it's
Mm.
real or not. And that's so dangerous.
It
And I
is.
would also hate, for someone to take my voice and then do whatever they want with it and create
Mhm.
some whole nother song. Like it's one thing to, sample somebody's song and make a
Yeah.
remix or something like
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
to completely take their voice and make your own thing with it's just a very slippery slope to me. And we're not going to be satisfied until something really dangerous happens and we can't tell if it's a real video or audio or not.
Yeah, especially in the news because I was looking at
Hmm.
something today, but it was an ad and then it veered off into insurance. But it's like when you're looking at the people, the sound, when your ears is trained to live, the newscasters, then you know who's, real or not. So I was like, this can't be an ad on television. Now they're using them, for
Yeah.
insurance purposes and using, I guess they're dubbing. So you'll see the older woman, but then it's someone else. I mean, dubbing is one thing, but she doesn't look real. you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's such a slippery slope to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Really hope that we can get some laws in place and stuff so that it doesn't continue to spiral
Yeah.
before we can no longer control it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. So if a producer tells you, you know what, I just wanna let this AI generated maybe sound in one of your songs, what would you say? Because it sounds good or it's easier.
Absolutely not. We're not doing that. There are
Okay.
some automated things that, you can do with Pro Tools or, whatever,
Yeah.
system that you use and like that's cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know. It's just if you're gonna straight up tell me that you're using AI to do something, like no, you let me know if you still want to work together because if you do, that's not something that I want to align myself with.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Do you feel like training gives you an advantage or did it ever make you overthink your art?
I definitely feel like it gives me an advantage because my ear is more trained for things.
Mm.
And I'm better able to articulate or execute something that I hear in my head. Um, or if I'm working with somebody else, and I'm still someone who will tell a producer like I'm hearing like da 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 da, and then I need them to try to help me interpret what that means. So I might not know all the terminology as far as like production and stuff, but I
Yeah.
definitely think it helps, especially like I'm someone who really loves stacking harmonies.
Mm.
And so that really helps that I can already hear what the next harmony needs to be when I
Oh,
record something.
yeah.
Or, if I'm struggling with something, I can get on the piano and figure it out.
Yeah.
So I think that helps. And also, being able to read music and stuff, like I think these things really come in handy. I even I used to tutor um someone who's like now I call him my little brother. And I used
Mm.
to tutor him when he was a freshman in college when we were both music majors. And he
Yeah.
used to be like, I want to be a DJ. Like, why do I need to know music theory? And I remember one day, like a year or two later, and he started booking more gigs, and he was like, I'm really now I see why music theory is helpful. Like I'm mixing songs and I'm making sure that they're in the same key because that's something that is a big pet peeve of mine. A lot of DJs out here, they're mixing songs and they're in two completely different keys and nobody
Mm.
else seems to notice except for me that this sounds crazy. I guess sometimes like I wish I could just enjoy it like everybody else and be
Yeah.
blissfully aware that these two things do not actually sound good.
Yeah.
But I also kind of feel special. Like, you don't know that this
Yeah.
actually is terrible, but
I have a friend like that. I sent him some work. I was like, just mix this for me because, and I sent him something that someone else did, and he's like, Nicole, oh my God, this sounds, I don't know why this person did this, and it sounds so long and stuff. The only thing with that is now with him, he's very technical.
Mhm.
So something that would take like a couple of minutes to do, like a normal DJ would do, that's not too technical, because he's very advanced, it'll take him almost a week. Because he told me, he's like, listen, I'm a perfectionist, and he is.
Mhm.
So does that kind of disable, or is it like a crutch in a way where because of you being advanced to a certain degree, does it hamper you in any way?
It can definitely be a double-edged sword.
Mm,
Um, as far as like music training and then also just being a perfectionist in general with like visuals and stuff like that. Like
yeah.
at some point you kind of have to be able to tell yourself like, okay, I can't keep listening to this and critiquing this because if I continue to do it, I'm just always going to find something wrong. So I
Hmm.
just need
Yeah.
to put it out. But at the same time, I think it can help because, especially for me, I don't want to put out anything that I feel like is mediocre
Yeah.
or, not as good as it could be.
Yeah.
So I think that I do a good job of trying to take the time to make sure that it's right.
Mm,
But yeah, I definitely can fall into the pit of like constantly over critiquing myself and
yeah.
thinking that there's something that could be better and then holding off. Like I haven't released an actual project in a couple years because I keep changing my mind
Ah,
about what I'm gonna do next.
that's what
So
I wanted to ask you also, because most times you'd find artists say, "Oh, I took 10 years. This has been there for like 10 years plus." Doing your EP and doing your album, like how long did each one of the songs? I mean, you don't have to go through every single one and stuff, but it's like, is it a matter of a year or two or a couple of months you did your songs? How long did they take to put
it
them
really
out?
depends. Like roster roster only ended up taking a little longer to come out after I wrote it because I wanted it to be on the album rather than be a single.
Mhm.
But like other songs, like they're pretty quick to record or write or whatever, and then they'll just kind of sit because I'm waiting for the right time to put
Yeah,
it out.
yeah.
Or yeah, like developing both my EP and my album. Like I spent so much time just wanting everything to be perfect and
Mm,
to, come up with a rollout plan and deciding on the final set list and artwork and all that stuff. So most
mm,
of my projects do take at least a year for me to put out a full project. And I'll try to, put out some singles every now and then so that I'm not
yeah,
completely dormant and
yeah,
like
yeah.
irrelevant. But even that can be hard sometimes because I'm like, I want to put out the right thing. I'm not the type of artist who can just put out stuff. I'm making a new song every day and I'm putting it out. And there are some people who are really good at that, but it's
Mm.
not. I'm not good at that.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because you always find people say, "Oh, it took 5 years." And I'm like, "Oh my God." But that's because with some people, well, with some soca artists that I interviewed, they were shopping around or they
Mhm.
heard it and somebody sent them a file. So that file stayed there for like probably 5 years and then they go back into it and then but these are not writers, right?
Mhm.
So they'll go back into a song, whoever wrote it, and then pick a song and see if they want to thing. Or I've heard someone say, well, I had this melody in my head, but I just couldn't, get it out, or I had some words and I just needed to finish it. But the amount of time that it took, I'm like amazed, you know?
Yeah. Sometimes the music is like it just doesn't want to be out yet. Like I have plenty of songs like that too. My notes app is full of lyrics,
Ah,
full of beats that I bought from people. Like there's this one producer, he actually just hit me up again and was like, "Hey, we're supposed to have been working." And when I
yeah.
first bought a beat from him, I remember him being like, "Please don't be an artist who buys this and then, you let it sit for a year." And I was like, "No, I'm not gonna do that. I have plans for it." It's been like 2 years now, probably. I feel so bad. But
Oh,
like I'm not done with the song yet. Like I just feel like it's not ready for the public to hear yet.
yeah, yeah. Oh, wow. So could it be? I've heard some people say it's really super expensive. Is it dependent on who you buy it from? With buying the beats?
Yeah, definitely depending on who you buy it from, whether or not they know their worth for real, honestly. Like there's some people who are, my peers or I went to school with
Yeah.
and they're charging me a price and I'm like, I know that if you were to sell this to like a huge artist, you could make several $1,000s probably off this beat. And then on top of that, you also have to think about now, everybody doesn't think about this business side of it. So sometimes you can buy a beat from somebody and they're not worried about it, but the lease. So like, are you gonna be able to have unlimited use of this beat? Are you gonna have exclusive use of this beat? Like nobody else can buy it, in which case, like I just bought a beat and I bought an unlimited lease on it. So honestly, somebody else could go and buy that beat if they want to and use it as well.
Okay.
I didn't want to pay the price for the exclusive beat, to be
Okay.
honest with you.
Okay.
But yeah, those are things that you have to consider when you're buying a beat from somebody. So really they're setting their own price and whatever they feel like they're worth at the time. A
Mhm.
lot of people who feel like they're just coming out and they're not as established in the industry might charge less,
Okay.
whereas somebody who has been in the industry a long time and maybe they've sold a song to Bruno Mars or something. Like I know people like that, and their beats are really expensive. So it
Mm.
really just depends.
But how would you know, like you're shopping around for a beat, right? How would you know, like somebody's not trying to get over on you and charge you excessive? I mean, I know you're in the industry, so let's say somebody who's new and they want to buy a
Mhm.
beat and they just want a little guidance. How would you guide them into buying beats and pricing?
Um, that's an interesting question. I'm not even really sure how to answer it.
Yeah.
Um, I guess it's really just about like what your budget is.
Mm,
Because if you have a bigger budget and you feel like the beat is worth that couple $100 or whatever, especially if you want the unlimited usage or you want the exclusive
yeah.
rights to it, then I would say go for it if you have the money and it's not going to break your bank.
Mm,
But there's also always, like for me, I'm always at the moment anyway. I'm always looking for places where I can save money so I can put something else. Usually I want to put the money towards an outfit or something or,
yeah.
a video.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I definitely want to pay people what they're worth for the music side as well, because I want the music to be good.
Mm,
But the beauty of being an emerging artist is that there are a ton of other emerging artists as well, and they're all not all, but a lot of people are really good. And it's like one day you're going to be worth $1 million, but right now you're charging less than $100 for a beat, and I'm going to jump on that. Or even some people might, they might want to do it for free just because they want some exposure and some
yeah.
experience. And so I'm
Yeah.
not saying to take advantage of people, but definitely take advantage of the opportunity while you're still emerging to
Yeah.
be able to just collaborate with people while you're both still starting out and you're both still at your starting price, because it only gets more expensive from
Mm.
here.
What advice would you give? I mean, you know people in the soca industry, right? And we go back and forth on this. It's like Afrobeat came and it just soared, right?
Hmm.
Reggae has always been there, so people know reggae. I mean, people know soca as well, but what differentiates, well, there is a difference, but why isn't soca on the same level with hip hop and reggae and all these other genres when soca has been sampled and you'll hear the island beat and you hear that, but you just not, number one, the artists are not getting paid the same,
Hmm.
and most times they'll probably make their money from stage presence and so forth, right? And I know with hip hop and R&B, I mean, you could tell me the dollar value, but when I listen to some artists, they say, you know what, they sell my music for pennies, and then it's accumulated by, so I guess that's the difference. So my question is, like, where do you see soca in your eyes, and what do you think artists need to do differently that could bring them up to that level where they could actually have soca as a genre, because they don't have it as a genre right now.
um I don't know, honestly, because the thing about music is it's so subjective and fickle,
Mhm.
and people are people are into whatever the masses are into, a lot of people.
True.
So if they don't feel like they have someone that everybody is into, I mean, like Afrobeats has started to get more popular and more mainstream
Mhm.
because of people like Tyla and Burna Boy and stuff, and people
Mhm.
like that. Like, and they've been making music, or people have been making Afro beats for a long time, and they're only just now, making it. So I
True.
guess, once you have the person who makes it so that everybody else can be into it, or even if you're not looking at like Afro beats or Caribbean music, like Beyonce doing Cowboy Carter. Like, of course, there were a ton of people, especially Black people, doing country already before, but now all of a
Yeah.
sudden everybody's into country because
Uh-huh.
Beyonce did it. So I guess we need to find whoever is that breakout soca star to
Mm.
really showcase to the masses, like, hey, this is a really cool genre. It
Yeah.
has, qualities of its own that make it distinct from other things. And I don't know who that's gonna be. Um, but I'm excited for it to happen. And probably also something that plays a factor into like music like that not being as um, popular. I mean, I hate to say it, it's probably like racism and like xenophobia. People like they all group all types of Caribbean music or African music into one category. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I feel like we're only getting categories for Afro beats and African music now because people didn't want to seem racist. So
Yeah.
like now we have an African category, which I mean, it makes sense, but we don't have categories for other continents. Like that's not a
True.
thing. Now all of a sudden we have an Africa category. Like, okay. Um, but I get it. So I guess, we just have to keep pushing to make those types of artists and genres more well known.
Yeah.
And just putting yourself out there, continuing to make hits, and making TikToks, making, Instagram reels, whatever the case may be, performing more. And the more people who start paying attention,
Mhm.
I think we're slowly but surely getting there.
Getting there. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a huge shift. It is a huge shift
Mhm.
from where we were before, you know?
Yeah. And I
Definitely.
think these new artists who are doing Afro beats and stuff like that, they're really kind of opening the door for people from other countries to
Mhm.
become more famous. Bad Bunny, making
Yeah.
more Latin music more popular. Like people are really opening more doors and I love to see that. Like I saw an interview from Tyla talking
Mhm.
about how, when she was growing up in South Africa, that the perception there and in other countries is that you can only get famous as a musician if you're American. And so like Rihanna was like their only real inspiration for someone
Mhm.
from another country who made it big worldwide. And now,
Yeah.
Tyla is doing her big thing. She's getting
Mhm.
invited to the Met Gala, she's winning awards and stuff.
Yep.
So, I feel like it's only up from here for people from other genres to be able to do the same thing.
True, true. She was the one I was thinking of, Tyler,
Mm,
the one
yeah,
who got the one who
yeah,
got picked up. She's so adorable, like,
she is.
and very, very, how should I say, like natural, down to
Yeah.
earth is the word that I was trying to
Yes.
say. Very
She's very
down to
much
earth.
herself, and I like
Yeah.
that. I think that we
Yeah.
could be good friends if I ever met her, for real.
Yeah,
She's
yeah. I think so.
funny.
You can see that, personable and always smiling and
Yeah,
confidence is really key in this business.
yes. I think having a good balance of being confident and down to earth is
Yeah.
what gets people the farthest. And
Yeah.
also like being very obviously, dedicated to your craft
Yeah.
and being good at it. Like, she dances, she sings, she's really pretty, she's a good model, like she has
Mhm.
the whole package. And
Yeah.
I think that's also something that not just for I know we were talking about soca artists, but just artists in general.
Yeah.
Like I noticed that a lot of people don't put themselves together to look like the whole package. Like,
Mm.
why are you showing up to your big performance in like jeans and a t-shirt? I mean, now if that's all you had, then fine. But like,
Yeah.
you need to look the part. You need to sound the part.
Exactly.
You know, show up and
Exactly.
you're not just like give us a show,
Well,
And
that's yeah.
I think if more people did that, like they would be so much harder.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I mean, you see certain people like I used to watch certain country songs, certain country singers that would do that. I'd be like, they don't even dress, but they made it. So they're able to
Yeah.
do stuff like that.
hmm And
Yeah.
that's also a genre where like jeans and a t-shirt, like that's their thing.
Hmm.
And a lot of times, the jeans and the t-shirt are secretly designers. So,
True.
um there's that too. But like that's a genre where when you show up doing too much, they don't like it anyway. But
Mm.
like if you're trying to be a pop artist or, I don't know, I just feel like you have to have your look
Yeah, look,
and you have to
true.
be dedicated to your look. You need to look
True.
like you really tried. Even if
True.
your outfit is jeans and a t-shirt, I need it to be the coolest jeans and t-shirt that I have ever seen today.
Yeah. So I have a question for you, right? In
hmm
in reference to where. So we know for hip hop and R&B, it's like there's a specific look, right? Country western, there's a specific look. What would you say soca would look like? Somebody actually asked that
Hmm.
question. It's like, does soca have a look? Besides, when you think of carnival and our costumes and stuff, that's different. But what do you think a soca artist is supposed to wear or look like?
You know, I'll be honest, I don't feel like I know enough to
Mm,
really answer that.
okay.
So I don't know. But I find Caribbean culture to be so fascinating and beautiful.
Yeah.
So I just feel like there's so many things that a soca artist or any type of Caribbean artist could do, and I would just be like, wow, that's awesome. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
maybe it's just because I feel like America's so boring and like I wish I was from somewhere cool like the Caribbean, but I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. But I'm anxious to see, more people from different places around the world
Hmm.
become more mainstream and more known. Just so
Yeah.
we can see a wide array of options of
True.
what people wear there.
Yeah.
I want to see what your fashion sense is like.
So true. So true. All right. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with the game, right? I know we're like really eager to play these games, and we'll be right back. Please give us your handle once more so people who are now joining in will be able to hear where they could meet you if they want to collaborate with you, where to find you, and so forth.
Yeah, make sure to follow me, your new favorite pop star, on Instagram and TikTok at 143 Imogen. It's 143 Imogen.
Awesome. Awesome. Keep it locked to Table Talk Show with Nikki G, the voice, and imaging, and we will be right back.
Keep it locked.
So,
Oh, I'm
all right.
recording now. Mhm.
I'll wait until you and then. All right. Thank you, everyone, to locking it in to Table Talk Show with Nikki G, the voice. I'm here with the beautiful.
Thank you. I'm Imogen, the new favorite pop star. The beautiful.
And we're here. She, as I said before, it's like she dropped so many gems, for new artists who want to get on the scene. Maybe you want to do a collaboration. There's a lot that you could learn from other people, right? Um, some artists want to work with other artists. Some artists want to just get out from the calypso scene or the soca scene and just work together. So anyway,
Yeah.
we are going to start a quick game. This game is called Quick
Okay.
Fire.
Oh my gosh, I'm scared.
Yeah, no, no, don't be scared. Just be relaxed. It's very open. This one is just going to be, so it's one word that I'm going to give you, and then you'll just say
Okay.
whatever comes to mind. I also have one that you'll just give options, but it's quick, quick, quick
Okay.
questions. You don't have to think
Okay.
too hard or anything. Anything that comes to mind. All right?
Okay.
Okay. Studio or stage?
Stage.
One word to describe your sound.
Cool.
Dream collaboration.
Rihanna.
Song that describes you right now.
Oh, hey, now we're getting to the hard stuff. Um, um, oh, I don't know.
Maybe any one of your songs. You can pick any one of your songs if you choose.
Um, okay, a song that describes you right now, I would say, "Give Me What I Want" by Miley Cyrus. Like
Ah,
the chorus, she says, "Give me what I want, or I'll give it to myself." I feel that.
great answer. All right. If you had to go back in time, what would you like to work? Who would you like to work with again? Producer or artist?
Hmm. I would want to work with Mariah Carey
Mm.
and be able, honestly, any of her albums all the way up through Emancipation of Mimi. If I could just be in that studio with her and everybody, I mean, that would be awesome. I would
Oh
be in
my.
awe the whole time. My jaw would be like, you held a note out for that long. Oh, you're real?
If God had to text you, what would you like him to tell you as an answer to a question that you asked him?
If God had to text me,
Hmm.
um, hmm, I would be like, Lord, why do I have to suffer so much? But I'm assuming that his answer, like, would be like, well, you said you needed some inspiration and you wanted your future documentary to be interesting. So I'm just giving you what I want, what you asked for, making you stronger or whatever.
That is dope. Okay, if you had a chance to change anything in the world, what would you change? Is it an experience or something that's happening right now?
I would change capitalism and poverty
Mm,
because I feel like the amount of people who are living in poverty is absolutely ridiculous, and everyone deserves basic human rights like food and water and housing.
yeah,
And I just hate that everybody can't have that. So that's what I would get rid of.
yeah. Good answer. Name a few artists you would like to collaborate with.
Rihanna, Mariah Carey, Beyonce, Jermaine Dupri, Dark Child. If Michael Jackson were alive, I would want to work with him, but I would probably be way more nervous than like able to actually do
Really?
something.
All right. And okay, so this one is like one word answers. Okay.
Okay, I would do my best.
Okay. Um America.
Wait, okay, so I'm just supposed to
One
respond
word
with
answer.
with
Yeah.
one word.
One word answer to describe what you think about America. So it could be any one word
Okay.
or anything that comes to mind, but just don't think too much.
Okay, America. Interesting.
Caribbean,
Cool.
family,
Love.
success,
Me.
imagine.
Amazing.
Ah, nice. Music,
Passion.
singing,
Soothing.
friends.
Love.
So normally what I do, I'd have my artists, so I mean the artists, sing a cappella, just to let people hear something that you like and then take a break, right? So
Okay.
any song that you'd like to sing, unless you want me to choose one, any song that you'd like to do a cappella, feel free, and then we'll go on a break and we'll let everyone hear that song.
Okay. Um, Girl, I know this might seem strange, but let me know I'm out of order for stepping to you this way. See, I've been watching you for a while, and I just gotta let you know that I'm really feeling your style. Yes, I had to know your name and leave you with my number, and I hope that you would call me someday. If you want, you can give me yours too. And if you don't, well, I ain't mad at you. We can still be cool, cause I'm not trying to pressure you. Just can't stop thinking about you. You ain't even really gotta be my girlfriend. I just wanna know your name, and maybe sometime we can hook up, hang out, just chill.
Very nice, very nice,
Thank
very nice.
you.
All right, so we'll take a quick break and then we'll come back to Table Talk Show. Keep it locked.
Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and iTunes. Table Talk.
Oh, you don't need nobody else. And I can't get over the way you felt. Where have you been hiding all my life? I just need you right along my side. I'm yours tonight. Waking up with you's a gorgeous sight. Don't let me fall too fast.
is now in session.
Now we've reached to the end of Table Talk Show with DJ The Voice and Imagine. Imagine, do you have any advice for people coming up in the industry? Maybe any young girls out there? You see the things that are happening now, right? On social media and so forth, and people are coming out and all these different things that are happening and stuff. So two things. Any word of advice for people who are into music, getting into music and stuff, and just something to uplift people who are in the industry, probably feeling a little down, um, possibly because of management or the outside world just, being ignorant or something.
Hmm.
I'll give you the floor.
I would say stay smart, stay vigilant, stay focused on where you want to be and the way to get there. The way to get there might not always be apparent. Like sometimes, might feel like you have absolutely no clue what you're doing. But as long as you stay focused on that goal and that vision, don't let people take advantage of you because there's so many people out here who are gonna try to take advantage of you. They're gonna be asking you to pay $1 million to perform somewhere. They're gonna be claiming that they know this person and that person and they can help you. They're going to be asking you to sign contracts where you're signing your life away. Just make sure that you are reading everything and staying focused on where you want to be. And read everything. That's very important. If you can have a lawyer read it, have a lawyer read it too.
Yeah, very, very important if you're able to do that. And you're also with EAS Group. Tell us a little bit about that, management and maybe how you came about signing with them. If you don't want to answer that part, I mean, just a little bit about you being with the entertainment industry.
Hold on, sorry.
Sure, sure. No problem.
Okay, I'm back.
All
Sorry
right.
about that.
That's okay.
Okay, yes. So I'm so excited about having management now. I signed with EAS Entertainment Group at the beginning of this year. And I'm just excited. I feel like it's a new chapter on my journey towards becoming like a legit artist to have managers. And it's also, as someone who was doing pretty much everything by myself, or, even at a time when I had my producer helping me, it was really just us two trying to navigate the industry and all of this stuff by ourselves. And so I'm glad to have another form of support to help me handle things.
Yeah.
I met them actually at a festival that I performed at last year, and they were there with a couple of their artists. And so I had become friends with the artists, and both Sid and Cher and also the artists themselves had invited me to a couple other things. And I was just like, hey, like, how do you like your managers? And they were like, I like them. And so I literally just walked up to them and I was like, so hey, like I need a manager. Like what do we do now? And
Fine.
so Cher was like, go ahead, give me a call and we'll talk. And it was up from there.
Great, 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 great. What's next for you? Where should we be looking out for you?
You can look out for me everywhere, hopefully. My music is on all streaming platforms. I just released a music video on YouTube for Swipe Up, so I'm really excited about that. Go ahead, take a look and watch it. And then I've also am very booked and busy this year, thanks to EAS,
Good.
and myself. But I have a lot of festivals coming up that I'm booked for. And I really have some great shows planned. I really feel like I get to really show off when I'm on the stage. So even though I would love if you guys give me some coins and buy my music online, the best place that you're gonna enjoy yourself is seeing me on that stage. So come see
Awesome.
me.
Beautiful. How could artists, I mean, how could listeners, right, from what you said, just elaborate a little quick minute on how could listeners support you or fans support you?
Just continuing to listen. You can go to my website, imogenentertainment.com, and that's where you'll find all the links to all things Imogen. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. unfortunately, this industry is really a numbers game sometimes.
Yeah.
So, just having the views, having the listens, even, I mean, I'm sure you'll love it, but, even if for some reason your taste is a little lacking or I'm not your cup of tea, even just supporting me by giving a listen and leaving a comment, I would love that, you know?
Beautiful. So I wish you all the best. I thank you once again, Imogen, for
Thank
being on
you.
Table Talk Show. You're just a how do you say? Uh breath of fresh air.
Thank you.
And being able to sometimes when you go outside your genre and you interview people, you learn so much. But the thing is like I love hip hop and R&B and pop and all of that. So it's very nice and it's such a pleasure being able to interview and get the insight through your eyes, through your brains and being that you're female as well, it's very enlightening.
Well,
So
thank you. I thank you. I enjoyed this interview too. And now,
awesome.
like I told you, I'm about to be looking up a bunch of soca artists now, and now that's gonna be my obsession for the night.
Great,
Just
great,
finding new
great,
soca artists to listen to.
great. I'm glad that I've been a little bit of an influence to bridge that gap. So if you want to know about any artists, if you need any type of feedback or so forth, feel free to message me. All right.
Okay, awesome.
Awesome, awesome. So we'll take it away. We'll play some of her songs so you'll get to know, more of her music. Also the videos that she has out, and she has the video out now for which one? Could you
Swipe up.
swipe up?
Please swipe up and watch it.
Exactly. So keep it locked to Table Talk Show with Nikki G the Voice. You catch us on all social medias. That's Nikki G the Voice. Just Google and you'll see everything. Table Talk Show is also on YouTube, so you could go and see all the shows, and then you could watch the show over and over and over to get all the beautiful tips that we've gotten today. All right, keep it locked. Keep safe, stay blessed, and watch all the songs or listen to all the songs and videos that's coming up next. Bye.
Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and iTunes. Table Talk.
Swipe up, baby, got me thinking you're my type, yeah. Thinking I'ma let you on my line. I'm on a rock star, B-I-M-P. Always gonna be me and S-Y-E. Swipe up, baby, come and take me for a ride, yeah. Let me give a tour, what's inside? There's this room up here in the VIP. Only top shelf shit when you roll with me, yeah. I have a penchant for celestial bodies. You looking like you wanna touch on my body. Pull up in my Wrangler, got an all-white body. Pretty like I'm begging in my head, I'm a stylie. They don't believe me when I say I'm shy, cause when I pull up, I'm a boss, that's Bobby. When I enter in the room, it's silent, cause they cannot keep that. I don't care what it costs them. I know all these wanna be on the roster. They be on the roster. They be on the roster. They be on the roster. I know all these wanna be on the roster. When I walk in, I'm the coach, I'm the captain. Make 'em think I love 'em, Miss Matoni, I'm the actress. Say you wanna post because you know I'm attractive. You can take a pic of me, but don't tag me in the caption. They be on the roster.
Blast this.
Welcome to Table Talk with Nikki G the Voice, where we bring to you highlights of entrepreneurs, leaders, organizers, and much more.
Cross the finish line. I'll be coming back for you.
A broad spectrum of professionals, including chefs, artists, designers, musicians, and much, much more. Our show is a new brand of talk shows where we educate, bring transparency, and last but not least, fun. Table Talk. Get ready for our seasons, a roller coaster of emotions, all wrapped into one. Caribbean style. We'll cover our Caribbean roots as well, so keep it locked. Welcome to Table Talk. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and iTunes.